Hi, my name is Shells, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a piano pillow. For this piano pillow, I'm going to be using black and white yarn. Of course, you can use whatever colors you want to use. If you want your piano to be a little bit more funky, that's fine. I'm going to be using a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. That's because I want the stitches to be a little bit tighter because it is a pillow and you don't want your stitches to be loose and then, somebody can pick the stuffing out of it. So this is what the piano portion of the pillow will look like. I created this pattern like a few months ago. This is not a pillow, it is a pencil skirt. I will show you a picture of me wearing it another time. But yeah, let's get started.
To begin this pattern, we're going to start with the first 3 white keys and the first 2 black keys. The first row, we're going to work 40 double crochet stitches. And then from row 2 to row 5, which is the next 4 rows, we're going to do half and half. What's half of 40? 20. So you're going to do 20 black double crochet stitches and 20 white double crochet stitches. So I finished the first 40 double crochet stitches. I'm at the end of the row here. And the next thing to do is, of course, turn your work. And we're going to work 20 white crochet stitches to the middle. And then we're going to do 20 black crochet stitches to the end of the row. Okay, because it's going to be this way. All right. So I'm going to work 20 white crochet stitches, and when I get to the end, I'm going to show you how I attach the black yarn. I just finished my halfway mark. I got through the first 19 double crochet stitches, and I'm going to show you how I add the black yarn to the 20th stitch. So we're going to work a double crochet halfway, right? So you're going to leave the last 2 loops. I'm going to get the black yarn and we're going to grab the yarn and you're going to pull it through those last 2 loops instead of the white yarn. You're going to tug on the white yarn and you're going to tug on the black a little bit to get it snug. And then we're going to just continue working with the black yarn, regular double crochet. Before we continue, the first double crochet using the white yarn, we're going to yarn in the white and the black yarn. We're going to yarn it in together. And then we're going to drop the white yarn behind here. And we're going to continue working in and basically hiding this black piece here. For the third row, we're going to pick back up this white yarn and continue for the rest of the third row. There may be a little line in the back, but it doesn't really matter because this is going to be on the inside of the pillow. So we're going to drop the white yarn and we're going to continue working in here. I finished the second row, and as you can see, half black, half white. So you're going to turn your work, and now it's easier because you can see where the black ends and the white begins. So you're going to end here at the black with the black, and you're going to start here with the white yarn. Okay, so when I finish 19 stitches here, I'm going to show you how you pick back up the white yarn. I'm at my halfway mark and I just finished doing 19 double crochet stitches. And basically the same way as like how you added in the black yarn, you're going to double crochet halfway, drop this one, you're going to grab the white yarn and you're going to continue on, right? And you're going to do your regular double crochet with the white yarn, adding in the black. But then instead of dropping the black yarn to the back, like how you did the last time, you're going to drop it in front. You're going to let it go in the front. And then you're going to continue on. All right? Because remember, this is the back here. And this is your front, so you don't see anything. I just finished the third row of the half and half. So I have 2 more rows to complete the 2 keys. And after that, basically it's 3 more rows of all white double crochet stitches. All right. So to do 2 keys, it's 4 rows of half and half. And to do 3 keys, it's going to be 6 rows of half black, half white. That's basically the entire pattern. So for 2 keys, you're going to do 4 rows of half and half, and for 3 black keys, you're going to work 6 rows of half and half. Between both sections, you're going to work 3 full rows of all white crochet stitches, all right, between each section. I know that there's a line in between here, and I'm going to show you how to create all the lines at the end. Basically, I think for the entire pillow, I'm just going to do 2 sections each, and then at the end, I will show you how to create the lines. So I just finished 4 rows of half black and half white double crochet stitches. I also finished 3 all white double crochet stitches, so this is what it looks like. So the next row here, I'm going to start 6 rows of half black and half white double crochet stitches. So what we're going to do is cut this off, and remember, it doesn't matter because it's going to be on the inside of the pillow, and we're going to reattach it up here to start the next row of black stitches. Remember, we're just basically going to do it the same way as how we've been attaching it, you know, double crochet halfway and then continue. So I left my scissors, but I got nail clippers. I just finished the last 6 rows of half black, half white double crochet stitches, and I just ended it off with one last row of all white double crochet stitches. So we began with 1 row of all white double crochet stitches, and we're going to end the same exact way. All right, so now it's time to do the lines. I'm going to start showing you how to create the lines on the black keys first. So I'm going to just turn my work. And if you haven't already noticed, the black keys are in multiples of 2. So for each 2 rows, 1, 2, is basically going to be 1 key. So each 2 rows here, it's going to be 1 key. So even for the 6 rows, you're going to say 1, 2, and then there's going to be a line between the 2 rows here. So the line that you're going to create on the seam, you're basically going to create a chain stitch right on the seam. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but on the seam here, right here in between the two rows, you're going to create a chain stitch. This portion is very hard for me to explain, but I'm going to try as best as I can. To begin, I'm going to create a chain stitch from behind here. So you're going to start working with the yarn behind the work. Try not to make this piece very short because we're going to be tying it, like making knots with the straggle pieces at the end. I know you may think, hey, but I can just create a slip stitch, but even at that, a slip stitch can still go through. Remember, these holes are a lot bigger. So it makes more sense to just knot everything at the end. It's a little bit more tedious, but it works better. And you don't want that when you're pulling them through that you just have this piece coming through because it can ruin the project. So you really need to tie them. I'm gonna start the chain from the white section and move it into the black. I like the look of that better. It eliminates gaps and stuff. So even when I'm using the black yarn to create the definition for the white keys, I'm gonna start it from the black section into the white portion. So I'm grabbing it from behind and I'm pulling it through, creating a loop. And I'm actually going to give it a little twisting motion here. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I realized that sometimes I got a little bit sloppy and I skipped some of the spaces. But you see, it kind of creates a gap here, and you can see black in between these sections. So to eliminate that, I gave it like a little twist. And even if I wasn't perfect with going through each stitch, you didn't really see the black coming between the chain stitches. So basically I gave it a little twist, pull it a little bit tighter, and I just go through between the chain stitches here, and I'm just going to continue to grab from behind and pull it through the loop. All right, so you're twisting it a little bit, going through, grabbing it from behind, and pulling it through the loop. And there you go. I just finished the white chain stitches to define the black keys, and now I am going to define the white keys. We're going to start the chain stitch between these two rows right here. So of course, remember, we're going to start in the black section and move through the white. So we're doing the same thing, grabbing, and we're going to do the turn. Grab and turn. And the reason why I said that I wanted to leave a little bit extra here is because we're going to just tie these into a knot. We don't want accidentally something snags and pulls out the loop here. Like, I don't know if that will happen, but you never know. So you don't want that to happen, because then it will ruin the project. So, of course, because it is not a full pillow yet, I can just pull it back through. And then, I mean, at the ends, again, I told you I was going to go back and tie them, but I'm just tying it here so I can show you what I'll be doing, and then it can't come out. All right, so you're just going to continue doing this till the end here. I just finished the chain stitches coming from the black keys, and now it's time to do a chain stitch right in between those 3 rows of all white double crochet stitches. So basically that will be starting here, and then we're going to go right through the middle of the double crochet stitches here. So I found my center here, and I'm just going to create a slip stitch to begin. And before we were starting in the middle here, and we just continued, we didn't have to make a slip stitch, but because we're starting from the end, we're going to make a slip stitch, and we're going to go in front instead of starting the loop from behind. And that's because if you start the loop from behind, you're going to miss this first stitch here. So if you start with the loop in front, you actually don't miss that first crochet stitch. And then we will continue with the twisting motion. I finished the front portion of the piano pillow and all the lines. So now for the back, the fun part, tying them all together. I just finished tying the knots in the back, and now I'm going to crochet the back portion of the pillow. Remember, for this piano portion, we have 31 rows of 40 double crochet stitches. So we will just follow that sequence. I will use all black yarn for the back, but you can use whatever color you want. I'm gonna put the top up front here, and the back is, this is the top of the back. And I'm going to put them together. I'm going to start crocheting from here and move around the edges that way. I found that when you start crocheting from the edges and trying to stuff it from here, the edges look pretty weird. So I'm going to start crocheting here and then end around here to stuff the pillow and make sure that the edges look nicer. If you want, you can bring out your stitch markers and just to hold things in place, because if you start, things will start to shift and you won't get it right. So I suggest using stitch markers. I think it's better. I just finished adding my stitch markers. So now I am going to create a slip stitch and crochet away. You can do a single crochet or a half double crochet. Don't forget to tuck in your straggle pieces. And just continue all the way around, making sure that everything is even. And just go all the way around. I finished crocheting around the edges, and this is basically what it looks like. And now I'm going to stuff it right here. So buying stuffing can be expensive sometimes, but if you go to like a cheap store and buy a pillow, cut it open, and you have stuffing. After you finish stuffing, you can complete crocheting the stitches together. This is my final product, and I want to thank you for following me through my crochet piano pillow journey. I'll be doing more tutorials like this, so if you have any other ideas, let me know. It doesn't have to be crochet, it can be any other art media. Be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram at Shells Art World. Don't forget to subscribe here. Next will be some photos of me and my personal photo shoot wearing my crochet piano pencil skirt. I think I'm going to do a painting background, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. All right, until then, be blessed.